Yeah, I think it's okay.
You're here. Go there. Wait. And here, upstairs, and then you go inside and then upstairs.
You go straight?
Straight, left?
No, it's a little bit far.
2 minutes. Right. First one. And here.
And where do you have to go?
Okay. I don't know where do I want to go. I just went and
You're presenting your intervention to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I just went and collected, my intervention is a proposal or a possibility of something, of a collaborative map that built by various testimonies and drawings of people. And maybe if many drawings are collected, it can be confronted with the real map. Can be a possibility of adding another layer, because it's kind of playing with the abstract and concrete space, because you ask people about some place they are far and they have to imagine and drawing it for you, and what do you think is the value in that?
Who's dog? Yeah, well, I don't know. I was kind of interested in this idea of intervening within the design process and not using images that are either ethnographic or documentary, but to use images that are maybe more open for interpretation, that are kind of built from taking kind of the rhythm of the city and kind of using art as a device, I guess, and maybe a conversation starter within design processes and not just within the public realm. I think, sometimes it's good to kind of break that structure of the process with interpretation and maybe ambiguity as a kind of as an intervention.
Yeah, I think particularly in context with, saying design process, also in context to the fact that we're kind of have all kind of...
Did you enjoy yourself?
...together in this space.
Actually, I did enjoy myself in my proposal for an intervention, which was extending what we did in the training week, basically remixing, sampling from a part of that and reinterpreting it, remixing the power relations. Basically, instead of the neutral view of the designer that he asks people to be open-ended and leads them back, you take a intentionally provocative stand with, say, this poster hanging in cafes that encourages to take the object and do something, but it's in a more charged environment, whereas in our first intervention we were playful and ludic and very neutral. So I was playing with this, these remixing, shifting these power relations and taking a more self-aware designer's stand.
Also maybe kind of shifting between passive and active, I guess.
Yeah. Strategically shifting.
Multivocality of what?
I think perhaps in or as form and perhaps as subject, sort of throughout the experience of the Trader Summer School. I think it's really important to kind of ask what it is to be multivocal, or what it is to practice multivocality in a multivocal way, I guess. So I guess we really kind of think about these kind of terms in itself. So like, talking about multiplicity, or are we talking about plurality? And vocal, or are we talking about speech, gesture, as a form of communication, significance of that, are we presenting or representing? So perhaps, going back to what you were saying about thinking about it as a strategy, perhaps. So is multivocality our subject, method, proposition, value, consideration, rupture, disruption, intervention, diversion? So is this a critique of the assumed authoritative singular voice, or are we actually honouring ourselves as kind of subjects, our thoughts, positions, roles, and interpretations, and whose, of course?
So what is the story?
So actually, our video is happening right now, and this is has been about rethinking research structures, processes, and principles. It's about an intervention within an intervention, and everything is an experiment.
And also I think it's the sort of realisation or the kind of recognition and activation of the nuances and perhaps, I don't know, the generative sort of value, can we say, of critical difference inherent within this group, within the wider group, and then beyond that, particularly in participatory practice.
I guess the value of questions and timing the questions and ending the questions. You've probably seen us experiment with this and include you guys somehow in the process. And the questions that came up yesterday, although some of them were kind of very short and fast, have been repeated and somehow we filtered through those questions what we are producing now. So that was kind of an important process for us to experiment with, I guess.
So to kind of rephrase, we saw this as a study in how to design a larger framework that resists the suppression of complexities and subjectivities in a dialogical approach which enables multiple voices to work together both autonomously and collectively. Thank you.